Hello everyone and welcome to Lovella's Coloring. We will be coloring in day 11 in my advent calendar here, which is illustrated by Chihiro Shiomi. You can find a link to her Etsy store and to this illustration down below in the video description. So we are going to be doing day 11, which is this section right here. And I plan to color up to the flowers here. So the ribbon all the way up to the flowers, because for day 20 I do want to spend a lot more time doing this whole section right over here. So yeah, so I'll color up to the flowers, and yeah, so we'll go ahead and change the view. I'll be back in a few seconds. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start off with the green leaves right over here. How is everyone doing? It is Friday. It's already the end of the week. Oh my goodness, the days are just going by so fast for me. Yeah, so this morning has been I'm just behind with everything today. Everything that I planned to do is just backed up a little bit. I ended up sleeping in, probably because my body was just tired. I'm a very light sleeper, so every night I ended up waking up a couple times. Most of the time it's to lather up my son, who ends up feeling dry most of the time. But yeah, but last night we both had like a very good sleep, so we both ended up sleeping in, but I ended up waking up to shouting in the house. So it was very chaotic in the house, and at first started when my husband yelled out, "Did no one check Koda's bottom?" Because he found a piece of poop on the floor. And then his voice got even louder when he yelled, "Everyone check your feet." And then I just heard my oldest daughter, like her voice was just like, "No." So, and it wasn't until I heard my youngest daughter, she exclaimed no, like, yeah, it's like the end of the world kind of thing. Yeah, so I know I wasn't downstairs. I can hear everything upstairs. That's how I woke up to them screaming. And yeah, it was just funny because I don't even have to be there. I can imagine them, what they're doing, just like standing around, like, what do we do? What's the first thing that we should do, kind of thing. Because usually if I'm there, I'm the first one, like, okay, grab this, do that. Someone checks Koda's bottom, and hand off a towel to my daughter to wipe off her feet. But yeah, they eventually got it. I hid in my bed because I knew anything, they're just gonna have me do it. So I was like, no, I just woke up, you guys can handle it. But yeah, my husband ended up having to mop up the whole floor of the kitchen because he didn't know, when my daughter stepped on the poop, he didn't know where she was stepping because she was walking around everywhere in the kitchen. So he just ended up cleaning up the whole floor, Cloroxed it all. But yeah, so I woke up to that. And then yeah, so we woke up late, so my whole schedule with my son was like behind, just having him, bathed and lathered up again. Just that whole thing, then laundry. So yeah, so I just hope that this goes out tonight before it's tomorrow. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue with this leaf over here, and I believe I colored that the malachite green with the fur green. I am using the Holbein artist colored pencils. Those are the pencils I decided to use to color in this whole advent calendar page. So now I am coming in with the fur green. I decided I was inspired by Elm Colors. She actually saw me coloring this illustration, and so she was inspired to color this page too, but she has her own color scheme, which I love. And I was inspired by, I believe, the way she colored her ribbons was plaid. She did plaid ribbons, but I wasn't sure. I can't remember exactly how she did it or what colors it was, because it was a video clip that she posted on Instagram, and I believe there was plaid. I only saw it once, and yeah, immediately liked it and commented, but haven't seen it again. So I'm going to make up my own plaid. I don't think it's the same as hers. I can't remember exactly how hers look like. I think she has like a red and black theme on her illustration. So I think that's it for these leaves. So now I'm going to go and color in the heart. So I have my fuchsia here, number 436, and cherry blossoms 011. Go ahead and color this in. Yeah, I mean, this year is not going to be as busy as last year or the years before. Usually every weekend or even during the week we would have like our kids' concerts, multiple concerts, and then we would have like Christmas parties, like my husband's work party, his friend's party, my friend's party. So, and then usually it's like, you know, you'd have to prepare for those parties even though you're not hosting it, you know, like just preparing. Like usually I'll prepare some desserts to bring, or my husband would prepare something. And some of the parties that we go to every year is like we would have themes. So usually I would be preparing everyone's outfit for the party, making sure they have it, whether it's like ugly sweater theme or what is it, pajama. One year we had what is it, Christmas movie or Christmas characters like the Peanuts or Mary and Joseph, or what else did we have? The Elf on the Shelf, you know, dressing up as different characters you'd find in Christmas. But yeah, we have like several parties that we usually go to, and we usually, our family, along with my cousins, we take turns hosting, and I can't remember, I think this year would have been our turn to host. But yeah, I do miss seeing my cousin. Usually we see them, I mean, even though they're just like 10 minutes away, we just see them online on our like Instagram. One of my cousins, I see her through Shakaboom, which is like an exercise, kind of like Zumba, but it's through different kind of dances. So now I'm gonna do let me do the flowers. So I have the blues, and the blues I am using is Horizon Blue 3112, Spectrum Blue 345, and Indigo 460. Yeah, so I'm kind of glad it's not going to be so hectic this year. You know, like preparing for all the weekend events and stuff, but I miss it at the same time. But better to be safe, you know. Can sacrifice 1 year of parties with family and just be happy that, you know, we can talk to them through our phones, through Zoom, through FaceTime. Take advantage of that. So, yeah, another reason why I was kind of late recording this is I had to my husband had a tale to tell me when I sent him to the post office to send off some packages for me. And yeah, because I know, you know, I'm sure my husband knew this time of year it's going to be pretty busy, especially like when it gets closer to noon, which was when my husband went to the post office. But he had to scold a lady, which he feels bad about, but he had to do it because even though he told her that he was in line, she was blaming my husband to the people behind her that my husband wasn't moving. And the reason my husband wasn't moving was because he had a line in front of him, which she couldn't see because he was kind of like in front of the doorway. And yeah, she just couldn't, she didn't try to look around him to see what's going on. And she didn't believe my husband when he told her that he was in line. And so, and my husband, I mean, he's very calm. He doesn't say anything unless he has to say something, you know. And if you ask him to do something, he will do it. No questions. But I guess this lady got, he was just upset that she would just, you know, start complaining to the people behind her about him. And he can hear what she's saying. So he turned around and scolded the lady and said, you know, hey lady, please be patient. And the way I'm saying it is nice, but the way my husband, the way he explained it to me was like, oh, okay. I'm going to go in now for the middle of the flowers with cocoa, yellow ochre, and cream 127. So yeah, he just needed to tell me his tale at the post office. And yeah, he was telling me that when he moved up, like just like a couple feet in the line, and she ended up in his space, she found out that, you know, there's nowhere else to go. He was waiting in line. He had to stand in his spot until the person in front of him moved. And yeah, she was quiet the rest of the way. Everyone around my husband was quiet. So, but, you know, I guess this time of year everyone forgets their manners and just But I'm glad my husband said something, you know. It's even though, you know, that she would find out when she moved up. But so we're gonna do the little garlands over here. So we have raw umber and ivory. So these, I think in the other video I was saying C's, backwards C's, and my backwards C's were actually the correct C, correct way to write the C. I don't know. Got confused. I think I got that from my mom. My mom would get confused with left and right. My dad could tell you many stories about my mom navigating my dad, especially through Las Vegas. Goodness. I'm just gonna leave that, and I'm gonna come in with the ivory. Then I'm going to come in with the gel pen at the end. But yeah, my husband, he needed to tell me. So it was like his story for the day, which I'm sad that he had to go through it. He felt guilty about it, but you know, maybe I remind the lady and everyone that was around to be patient, you know, especially, you know, when you have to stand 6 feet behind, away from the person. It's just harder now with COVID, trying to take precautions, but then like trying to do everyday stuff, it can be stressful. So I'm gonna go start with the little clumps over here with the reds. Okay, so I'm just going to go over these. Come in with the raisin and kind of the same thing as I did with the other. At least these aren't as small as the other one that I did. It's still small, but not as small. Oh, and I forgot to say that my son is here with me too. He didn't want to leave. He wanted to stay here with me as I record, so he's hanging out quietly in the background. He really loves the Mickey Mouse holiday movies. So he's rewatching that again as I color. I did get him some Christmas Disney coloring books. So hoping to color with him. I even got a couple more color by numbers, hoping to get my kids to color with me. I keep trying every year. I don't know, I think I just want to share the hobby that I love with my kids, but they're more into their like electronics and, well, my son, my 12-year-old son, he's more into his Rubik's Cube. He can solve it easy. And he was all like, I will color with you when you let me teach you how to figure out a Rubik's Cube. And I was like, not right now. I was like, I can get one side, but then when I try to get the rest, it's like I'm just gonna confuse myself and get stressed out. But yeah, I'm proud of him though, of learning how to learn the algorithms for solving the Rubik's Cube. And yeah, my husband wants to enter him in a tournament. I think there was a tournament that was supposed to be in Ohio, I think, or Utah, Rubik's Cube tournament. So, but it was canceled this year, of course, and I wouldn't let him go either, especially with all the pandemic going on right now. So I'm just gonna leave it like that. I think it's good. So I have a brown 099 and burnt umber 180. So I'm just gonna color this in. There, and then I'm going to come in with the burnt umber. Oops, kind of did it too hard. Just shading it in a little bit, seeing how I want to shade this in or color it in. So I couldn't think of any other or find any other Christmas questions that I would like to answer. So, well, there's one kind of like, what's a Christmas present that you would like to make? And I think, well, I used to, I didn't do it this year, just didn't have time, but I would make a crochet, like beanies, scarves, the fingerless gloves for everyone. So I did that last couple years ago. I taught myself how to crochet just so I can, make those gifts. And I love crocheting. My mom used to crochet and she tried to teach me, but the way she didn't make like she didn't make the like gloves or beanies or anything like that. She made the like really small intricate ones that kind of like lace. That was the kind of that my mom would do, and it was so small. And I remember my mom trying to teach me, and I would just make lines, but just seeing her do the circles and the intricate designs, kind of mandala-ish. And yeah, I still haven't tried to do that. My mom said that she would do it now if her arthritis didn't prevent her. So, but even like regular, like the bigger sized crochet needles, it's hard for her to hold, so she doesn't do that anymore. So it was one of the things that I like, crafting things that I loved, that my mom tried to teach me, but I just couldn't get at the time. I think I was probably like, I don't know, 9 or 10 when she tried to teach me. So I had a lot more patience as an adult to learn how to crochet. And then from crocheting, I learned, I taught myself how to knit, but I am like at a stopping point in knitting. I'm good at knitting scarves. I love making cable designs on the scarves, but it stops there. I can't do like the circular needle. I think that was where I stopped. Just kind of, I don't know what happened. Just didn't go back to trying to learn how to use these circular needles to make beanies. But I mean, it's a hobby that you can just pick up when you feel like it. That's how I feel about, like crocheting and knitting. So probably will pick it up again in the future. I still have a lot of yarn to play with, so yeah. Okay, I think That's good. I don't want him to look burned. Like gingerbread man. I was thinking, I don't have the glaze, what do you call that? The glaze Sakura jelly roll. And I think that would look good, like icing lining around the gingerbread, but I don't have it. So I have the black one. I don't think the black one would look very well or good. So I'm going to put the signal red for his, I'm going to make his hat gold, but I want like a red thingy here. Like that. Let me get a right there. Okay, so I want to make it, I'm just going to make it a gold hat. So have my yellow ochre, put this in here. When it comes to the ribbon part, I am going to do like this one part right over here, and then I'm going to fast forward the other parts because I think it's going to take me a while to color the plaid. And I did try it on a scratch paper to see how I would color it and see if it would work. And I think it looks alright. Hopefully it'll look okay when I do it on this ribbon here. So I'm going to add my own plaid lines on that. So that is it. I'm just going to come in with the cool gray number 4 in the middle parts right here, and right here. This one, I think this is one. And then with the black. Right there, and another one. Like that. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started with the plaid ribbon. Okay, so here is an example of the plaid that I did. You can see the glitter that I added. So that's what I'm going to try to do on this ribbon. So I'm going to start off with the Carmine 042, and I'm just going to color the whole thing for now. Just a light cover over the whole ribbon. That. Okay, so now I'm going to come in with my malachite green number 255, and I'm going to lay down my lines for the gray, for the green. So I'm just going to just create it. I'm just going to go. So I'm trying to follow the shape of the ribbon, trying to go along with it. Then so I'm going to do this one too. I was thinking I was going to fast forward this, but we'll see if how it'll go. I hope it looks alright. So just going like this, and that's good. I'm gonna go down here. Trying to make it evenly spaced. Go here. So that's one. I'm gonna go across. Like that. And then, how's this gonna go? This one I'm going to say it's right here. Right here. Just gonna go in and lay it down. And then this one. 1, 2, 1 and 2. Okay, so I'm going to come in with the fur green, and I'm just going to go down just to emphasize the malachite green that I laid down. Right there. Go underneath. So I'm just going to color these intersections where the green cross, and I'm just trying to darken it up a little. I'm going to come in with the malachite afterwards, and then I'll fill it in with the red. Sorry, I'm getting quiet right now. I'm just trying to fill this in. Trying to make sure I don't miss anything either. Okay, so go back and try to emphasize the points where they crisscross. And then I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna come in with the Raisin, and I'm gonna put it in the areas where I think it's shaded. I'm just gonna go over all of it. Right there. Right under here. Actually in here too. So I'm using the Raisin as my color to shadow in this ribbon. Go like this. Right there, and over here underneath and behind. Okay, and then now I'm going to come in with the Carmine, which is 042, and just fill in the areas that are supposed to be red. So I'll be tweaking it also, adding where I think needs to add more colors. Okay, so I'm going to fast forward this part because I'm most likely going to be quiet, trying to concentrate about where I'm going to lay my colors. So I hope you enjoy seeing this plaid ribbon come together. Okay, so I think I'm going to stop with what I have now for the plaid ribbon. So you can see I added the Sakura Stardust just a little bit. And then I'm going to go ahead and color in the 11 with my Pilot Juice 0.38 in black. So here's 11. And then I'm going to come in with the gel pen, Sakura Stardust, the clear one, number 700. For these beads, garland beads. And just follow around. Right there. Then, like, should I do his face? Maybe, I'll do the there. Just want to darken his eyes. There. Okay, so we are done with day 11. Really like how it's coming out. And yeah, let me go ahead and zoom out. Okay, so here is how the calendar is starting to look like. Really like how the blue flowers are popping out. So yeah, so we are done with day 11, and so we'll be doing day 12, which is this frame right over here. And yeah, so I'll see you guys at my next video. I hope you guys had fun seeing day 11 come together. So thank you so much for joining me. Please take care, keep safe and healthy, and many happy colorings. Bye bye.